tech agent on the phone was really surprised at how effective this was up underneath my tree canopy. Well, I actually have kind of a mixture. Right above you is wide open sky, and then just a little bit farther behind me is the tree canopy. I also pay attention to the slightly translucent gray areas that surround the invisible fence that I built for this backyard that I put together on the app. Those are your buffer zones, warning zones, so to speak, and the collar should get or should escalate as you approach the invisible line. So when you're testing it, keep that in mind, that if you're just getting the beeps and a little bit of vibration, you're probably just getting the warning. Now, if you cross over to the invisible barrier, or you cross over that invisible line, it becomes more, it's a solid tone and the vibration is much more intense. So let's check it out and see how well it works. All right, we're getting our beeps here. Like I said, that's your warning. Keep going. Long, solid beep. I know you can't feel the vibration, obviously, but the vibration is more extensive the more you move out. And one thing I noticed about this collar, you see it's returning back to the beeps as you get back. One thing I noticed about it is that it, kind of move it over here, it does tend to continue a little too long. Like I was standing right back here where I started the video and it was still going off. So the dog will need to come back quite a distance to make the collar stop. And that's where your training comes in. And that's why the training is so important. Teach your dog to stay away from those barriers. And if you have real small properties, this might not be the best collar for that, because that barrier and the invisible line are so much larger, or so they seem, on a very small property. On very huge properties, 6, 7, 8, 10 feet, no big deal, because you're dealing with acres of land. So that's something you might want to keep in mind if you're looking at this collar and you have a really small property, something that's right at a half an acre or less. Just testing out the waterproof feature here, making sure I get it nice and doused in water. And keep in mind that I'm going to do all my little outside testing and stuff after I do this, because I mean, honestly, that just makes the most sense at the end of the day. All right, as far as fitting the collar, it's not very difficult at all. These collars are very much like most collars are, and they have just your traditional little loop mechanisms that you run through. And keep in mind, it is made of a slick kind of rubber material. So it could loosen up over time, especially if your dog does a lot of rough housing. So that's something you might want to consider too when you're buying these collars and feeling that material. It's very slick, so it can slide in these little grooves here and perhaps come off.